I'd include that these aren't technically their own category.
All right. Hey, welcome to class. Sensei Donovan here. Tonight we're going to go through Makikomi Waza. So I explained at the beginning of the Goshi Waza video that Sensei Kano went through and took hundreds of techniques from Jiu-Jitsu and tried to find the underlying principles. And so rather than memorizing 67 different throws, you want to memorize the principles behind the groups of throws. Once you have the principles behind the group of throws, then all the throws in that group become just a variation on a theme. So the first one we did was Goshi Waza. Once you understand the basic principles of Goshi Waza, then any Goshi Waza becomes just a variation on that. So Harai Goshi, Koshi Garuma, Tsuri Goshi, any of those, if you've got a good Ogoshi, because you've got those basic principles, then all these other throws will follow from that. The one we're going to hit tonight is the Makikomi, the wraparound throws. Now, it's not its own category, but it is a unique, it does have unique characteristics to it. So it falls under Yoko Sutemi Waza. So it falls, it is a sacrifice throw. So we're going to start with the general principles and then Soto Makikomi, and then we're going to look at the variations of it. So the basic principles of Soto Makikomi are Kazushi to the front and tight chest-to-chest contact. I can grab the belt or the gi, don't need to, but I gotta have this contact. You see all the time in tournaments where people get, I call it a wristokomi, where they're wrapped around the wrist and they're trying to do a Makikomi. It's gonna be ugly and you're probably not gonna pull it off. So tight contact, step in, second foot comes in super deep, and then I throw myself into the throw. So, Kazushi to the front, grab at the back, deep foot, and then I throw myself in to the throw. I use my weight to pull him through the throw. Any details to add?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Let's do it left. See if I can do it left. All right. So Kazushi to the front, reach in the back, grab, don't grab, doesn't matter. This foot's going to step nice and deep, and then that's going to throw my weight into the throw. So I use my weight to execute the throw. So that's Soto Makikomi. From here, what would Harai Makikomi look like? Put some thought into it. We're going to switch this way. So that I can still do it this way. And I can do it right-handed because I'm way better at it right-handed. All right, so Harai Makikomi. Kazushi to the front, reach the back, tight contact, I still step deep. And I just use that hip to sweep. What else have we got? What are the variations? Uchimata Makikomi. Uchi Makikomi. Same thing. Step in, back, deep. So in each of these, the same principle applies. So if you know Uchimata and you know Soto Makikomi, you know Uchi Makikomi. If you know Harai Goshi and you know Soto Makikomi, you know Harai Makikomi. Are there any?
Hana is the only other one.
Hana is the only other one, all right. So Hana Goshi, remember, is I come in, I'm going to use this foot to lift him up into a tray. Whoa! That was terrible! Let's try that again. Nope, we're too far. I'm going to have to edit this out.
There you go.
There we go. All right. So use this foot lift them up, make my body a tray, and then I turn. Makikomi, same thing. Leave myself some space to edit if I need to. Back. So again, if you know Hane Goshi and you know Soto Makikomi, you know Hane Makikomi. So one of the interesting things, the higher the belts get, the more obvious or the more throws are just building on other throws that you know before. So that's why we spend so much time, and I know it gets boring sometimes, but it's why we spend so much time on the yellow belt, the orange belt throws, is if you're good at those, you'll be good at just about everything else. And if you're not good at those, you will struggle with just about everything else. All right, so basic principles of Makikomi, any Makikomi. Kazushi to the front, tight grab, deep step, and then turning with the throw. Anything to add?
Don't throw your family with this unless they're judoka. And
That would be true of any throw.
that would be true of any throw. This throw is especially bad for it because you're falling with them. But to keep that tight, when I come over, I don't want to just rest my hand. I'm going to pull my elbow into my body.
Good point.
That's going to get my lat going. Instead of resting, it fires, and it helps me keep sensei tight.
Yep. Jen gave me a great analogy for this. It's like you're high-fiving the person behind you, and then you wrap down. Good.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the principles of Makikomi. So the next one we'll take a look at will be Ashiwaza.